Welcome back. So last video we were talking about the garden here and how it was all planted and the plants that we planted it. If you didn't see it, I'll link it up in the top here. Go check that out. And today we're going to be talking about how we water this garden here, because obviously I have a sprinkler here and we are not on any sort of type of city utilities. That being said, we don't have any pressurized water. And what do we use to get water to pressurize this sprinkler system so that it does water everything? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so we're going to start at the top of the property here. Our garden is all the way down at the bottom of this hill here. So this hill is probably about 60 to 80 feet deep, and it's probably got a good 60-degree slope on here. So water has no problem getting down into here. And now what we do use is a hose to go down there, and it's not just your generic garden hose that we use down here. Whoever ran this had some extra money to spend, of course, because the hose that they're using is pretty high tech. So that hose runs all the way down to the garden there, where I have a shut-off valve and a T. So that T there will continue off to the end of the property, but also then tee off towards the garden, where I have 3 other valves that I can turn on and off and hook up hoses to. So let's head up a little bit further into the property so I can show you where the reservoirs are. Now, they did have 2 lines coming from the reservoir, and one of which came to this hose here. However, the pipe that was connected to it got crushed, and I had to kind of disconnect it, and I'll show you kind of what I did with that, because the way they ran this system, I'm not sure why they would do something like that. So if we go into the forest here, so we have reservoirs at the chicken coop there, which I'm going to show you in a second. But what they did was they ran 2 lines, and this line here they had connected, and it tees off and goes over the garden that I have from the last video. And they had it connected to this hose here that I had to cut. And this is the one that goes over to the greenhouse there that was crushed. So what was happening was the water would just go down to there, to the greenhouse side, and where it's crushed, I would drain out all the water. Now the reservoirs are 1,000 liters each, and I have 2, and so I have 2,000 liters of water up there. And whoever thought of this ingenious idea was off this T here, where it goes to the garden here. I got another tap there. They used this little line here, and they hooked that up to this T here, which ended up going to this other hose, and then that would go down to the garden. And even with that, I was not getting enough pressure down there, because a lot of the water was going down the pipe, the crushed pipe here. So what I ended up doing was cutting this out, cutting the T out, and then the one that goes directly to the garden I just hooked it up to this T here. So now I can run water to the garden behind me here, and as well down to the garden at the bottom. I don't need that one spout there, because I can just run a regular garden hose anywhere and reach that. So we're gonna go over now up the hill here and behind the chicken coop, so I can show you where the hoses come out, and then we're gonna go check the reservoirs and see how that's all tied up, and then I'll show you how I fill them as well. Okay, now we're at the back of the chicken coop. Obviously the chickens came to say hi. The rabbits are out here as well too, getting some sunshine. I had to let them out. It's been raining in the past couple days. Even though I had their little hutches open, they decided to stay in, so it's good to see them out and about. So staying on topic here, these hoses here, they come from my reservoir. The black pipe is the one now that I have hooked up, and that white one there, I'll show you, it comes out of the top of the reservoir, and I still haven't figured out what their intentions were with that hose, because as far as I know, water doesn't go up. It always goes down. So that's the main line that I have hooked up to that T that you just saw, and from that T is all the water going from there. So I'll show you the reservoirs that I have, and kind of what I do to fill it up. And our reservoirs are on top of our chicken coop here in this opening, so I'll take you up there right now. Alright, we're at the top of the chicken coop here. These are our drums of water, and each drum holds 1,000 liters, or should I say like 980, but who's counting here anyway? So we'll count at 1,000, and I have a hose running from right here, and it runs on the top of our chicken coop here, and then is connected right here, or should I say stops right here. And so what I do is I run a hose from our pipe, or should I say our spring-fed water system. I have a little nozzle on the outside. I run a hose from there all the way down, and just kind of shove it in the end of the hose, and it fills up these two drums at the same time, because they do have the T's here. And then at the bottom on the back end, I'm not going to crawl in there and show you, but so out the back and out the bottom, they have rigid pipe coming out to a T, so both reservoirs get used up at the same time, and that's where that black hose gets hooked up. So it's a really unique system. I do get plenty of water at the bottom of the hill, and so I'm going to go show you how well the sprinkler works just with the gravity fed water system here. So you can see that we are sitting probably about 15 feet off the ground here, and then I got that whole slope down to the hill, so we really get a good pressure at the bottom of the hill, and the sprinkler works actually phenomenal. So let's go check that out. Alright, we're back down at the garden here. So I have a valve right there that I need to turn on. Now I'm going to get Kimberly to turn on the valve. Alright, Kimberly, go ahead. And now she's going to turn on this valve. You'll check out how this thing shoots on.
All cylinders firing.
Alright, so it's just got to get a little bit of the air out, and then it's going to kind of just be more consistent, and works great. So yeah, it covers this whole garden here. I'm getting a little wet as we speak, so obviously it's getting all the air out. So yeah, I'll cover the whole garden that I got here, and I just let it go. There we go. So let's zoom that in there. There you go. Nice clean water, nice solid pressure, can't go wrong with that. So thanks for tuning in. The next video I'll be doing is how to build a milking station for a goat. So if you'd like to see that one, just click on the next video. I'll post that one up here somewhere.